Szóval talán semlegesítheted az átkot?
There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect. But it's the only hope we have left.
Na jó, hát akkor majd én megcsinálom.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
Van a pár kérdésem.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
Hol találom a fehér gyart? Tudsz számpontot adni?
Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears in the forest.
Jó, akkor beszélj még az átokról.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
Szerint fehér a gyere vérfarkasok között őse?
No. The ones from this forest, however, do.
És hogyha megmar, akkor én is vérfarkas leszek?
It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten.
Hogy lehet észrevenni, hogyha megfertőzött az átok?
You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal.
És honnan ered az átok?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish.
Okay.
Go on then. I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Underanitation, Grey Warden. My name is Lanaya. I am Zathrian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life. I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
Kérdezz csak, ha tetszik.
I hear the human cities are very large, thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
Igen, némelyik olyan hatalmas, hogy a végét se látni.
How very loud that must be with everyone talking all at once. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
Idővel épp úgy hozzászoknának, ahogy az emberek.
Being accustomed to pain and suffering does not make it any less tragic. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question, though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us?
Azt hiszem néhányan közülük igen, az emberek sem egyformák.
And yet, even if some regret, they do nothing. A poet once wrote of them before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
Mesélj még magadról.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
Ugye kerültél a pogonyátok közé olyan fiatalon?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
Sajnálom, szörnyű lehetett.
It was, though long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
Akkor a pogonyászat mentettek meg tőle?
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me, the fury in his eyes turned to pity. He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since.
És nem voltak hozzá tartozóid, akik visszavártak?
It's possible I might have had some, maybe many. Zathrian offered to take me back, but I had no idea where I was from, and I wanted to stay with the man who rescued me. The clan is my family.
Ígértek-e?
Any others out there? It's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well. Perhaps one day, when I am keeper, I might inquire out of curiosity. I'm not sure what lies down that road except pain, however.
És hogyan lett belőled megtartó?
I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. Though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan. I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood.
Nem féltékenyek a sikeredre?
No. Zathrian told me that time would take away their prejudices, and it did. They became used to me. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead them and be the one who secures our future.
Miért olyan ellenségesek a pogonyátok?
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless.
Mi az Arlatán, amit említettél?
It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then and immortal. We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed Arlathan. Our ancestors were enslaved and our culture lost forever.
Való. Létezik még ez az Arlatán?
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank Arlathan into the ground, crushing it beneath the rock.
Na szép. Az elfek végül felszabadultak, nem?
Yes, after a millennium of slavery, our people were freed by Andraste, the human's prophet who spawned the Chantry.
Jó, hát értem már, miért utáljátok ennyire az embereket.
Shemlen, we call them. Quick children. I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no? Perhaps we should be more heedful of our own role in Arlathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for.
Nem nyerhetném el valahogy a klánatok bizalmát?
It requires an individual to prove he is not the outsider we have come to expect. Your own task to help our clan is certainly a step in the right direction.
Nem tudtam, hogy azokat fogonyoknak hívták.
That was our second homeland. Our first was the great city of Arlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile.
Hát jó, de ez nem az én hibám.
That's true, and you're not even a human, so it's doubly unfair. But fairness does not play into such feelings. No outsider has ever been good for us.
Nem vagy ellensége.
I was not born here, so I see things differently from the others. Still, I do not blame them for what they feel. Perhaps this may change one day, but I believe the humans would have to take the first steps, if they are capable.
Nem, apa mondjukat nem neveztétek otthonatoknak?
That was our second homeland.
De
Our first was the great
ano?
city of Arlathan. The
Már
Dales
volt.
came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles
Ismételed
to the
magad,
Dales,
Csaj.
eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile.
Valami
Certainly.
már. Mit csinál egy megtartó?
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other.
És mit tudsz mondani Zedrienről?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
Vagy érted azt, hogy sokat veszített, és ez most egy meggyőzés lesz?
He lost his family a very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific.
Oké.
As you wish. Dareth Shiro. Please leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
Jó, bocsánat. Én sajnálom, hogy elhírom.
Masirinus.
Nem igaz.
Hello?
Űz neked ki is, vagy...
I am Kamen, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
És miért nem lehet?
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Tégy próbára, meg fogsz lepődni.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's not like you can help me. I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Ez kicsoda?
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Biztos van rá mód, hogy megoldjuk a problémádat.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do.
Hát beszélhetnék vele az érdekedben.
I suppose you could, but what good would that do? The situation hasn't changed.
Hát elég meggyőző tudok lenni.
Really? I'm willing to try anything.
Még nem látjuk.
Cyranus. Oh, ma Cyranus. I will pray to the goddess of love that you are successful.
We few wanderers greet you, friend. We do not see many of our city brethren here in the woods. Would you help us break our fast?
Hát igen, csak rám fér.
Come then and sit. Join us by the fire. I am Seru, the clan's tale-teller. I understand you are venturing into the haunted forest to save our
Yeah.
hunters. I suspect your efforts may be in vain. An entire group of our hunters went into the forest to do as you intend, and they have not returned.
Hát ezt a megtartó is említette.
Then you are very brave to adventure into such a place, even knowing the danger that awaits. Your courage impresses us greatly.
Nagyon helyes. Haló? Hogy jönnek ezek a válaszok ehhez a mondathoz? Most így csert meg, miért vagyunk ellenségesek? Na mindegy. Veszedelemnek kell véget vetni, és segíthetek neked, megteszem.
Nothing will help us now, least of all the meddling of an outsider.
You are being most unkind, Cyril. Would you refuse our hunter's help simply because of the hand that offered it?
You shame me, Lethalan. I have allowed my bitterness to cloud my better judgment. Forgive me, Grey Warden. It is most difficult to forget the lessons the Shemlin have taught us.
It is even more difficult when you live amongst them, trust me.
Perhaps I can yet make amends. Stay while I spin a tale for our children. And then I will tell you of the forest if you desire.
Örülnék neki.
Come and join us then, all of you. Now, what say we tell the story of the fall of the Dales? Which of you children knows that best?
I think I do.
Yes?
Ránagyőzetlen gyerek.
Then come, child. Oh, don't be frightened of the outsiders. Now, where do you suppose such a tale should begin?
When we were slaves?
Yes. Long ago, our people were slaves to an empire the Shemlin had built on the darkest magic. They took away our history and our language and left us nothing. And then that empire fell, and we were freed.
Because Andraste came with her army, and Shartan joined her.
Yes, Andraste, the Shemlin prophet, came out of the south and challenged the Tevinter Imperium. Our ancestor, Shartan, fought at her side. And when the rebellion came to an end, we were given a new homeland in the west, the Dales. We began to rebuild the culture and history we had lost in our years of slavery. We worshipped the creators and made the Dales our home. Perhaps you know what happened next, stranger. Do you know what happened to the Dales?
Hát... Azt tudjuk, hogy az emberek lerohantak benneteket.
Indeed. They resented that we would not worship their maker, and they resented our ways because they were so different from their own. The Shemlin nations grew cold towards
Újabb
the Dales.
keresztes hadjárat.
They called us blasphemers and tyrants, and declared war upon us. A great crusade.
Nem mondom. Ez úgy hangzik, mintha semmi okuk nem lett volna rá.
Oh, I am certain we played a part in our downfall. We believed that the Shemlin would not revoke their prophet's gift so lightly. We were wrong. They took our lands, forcing us to abandon our gods and live as and far more than that, I suspect. But there were those of us who refused to abandon our ways. They emblazoned the symbols of the creators upon their flesh and vowed to keep their ancient lore alive.
That's us. That's the Dalish.
Indeed, child. We chose to wander, homeless, rather than be ruled by the Shemlin. And all our clans wander alone until the day we have a homeland once more.
and we bring the old ways back to our people, because they have forgotten it all.
For we are the Dalish, the keepers of the lost law.
The walkers of the lonely path.
We are the Elvenan, and never again shall we submit. And that is the tale of the Dales, stranger. Thank you for allowing us to tell it to you.
Köszönöm, épülésemre szolgált.
Perhaps one day
Néha
you will
olyan
tell
furán
us the
van
tale of
fordítva
your
a
people.
magyar
A day when
része.
you are not guest and stranger, but savior. Now, as I said I would, I can tell you what I know of the Brazilian forest. Do you wish to hear it?
Igen, mondja
Our
csak.
legends say that before the Shemlin came, the Brazilian forest was a place of our ancestors that predated even our oldest homeland. The people of the Imperium came here and gave the forest its name. If they found traces of our ancestors, we cannot say. If they did, those elves were slain or enslaved. We know only that a great many battles were fought here. These trees grow upon the graves of those who fell, Shemlin and elves both.
Mi köze ennek a vérfarkasokhoz?
So much death in one place tore the veil into the beyond. The Shemlin know the beyond as the Fade, the place of dreams and spirits. When the veil is torn, spirits pass into our world freely. The legends say that one great spirit possessed the wolf that became Witherfang, who passed its curse of rage onto men and created werewolves.
Ez a fehér agyar ma is él?
So Zathrian insists. He says that Witherfang does not age as the werewolves do. Witherfang is as much spirit as it is beast, and thus it is immortal. Perhaps it cannot even be slain. At the very least, it is old and powerful, much as Zathrian himself.
Sok szellem élet erdőben?
The forest is said to be haunted. Spirits possess the trees, the wolves, even the bodies of the dead. They yearn for true life, you see.
Hányan lehetnek a vérfarkasok?
No one knows. When the Shemlin lived in these parts, the curse would spread anew to a few of them with each passing year. They would run off into the forest, never to be seen again. Eventually, all the Shemlin left. One assumes the werewolves survive by passing their curse to their offspring. They have had no new blood. Until now, that is.
Vadászok is vérfarkasokká váltak?
It is said that one or two have turned already, though the Keeper denies it. As for the rest, they will either die or turn, unless they are killed out of mercy. I would rather die than become a ravening, soulless beast. Wouldn't you?
És az erdőben csaták dúltak?
Who can say what value the Imperium placed on this land? And how many elves died here in slavery? Even the barbarians who came to overthrow the Imperium fought and died on this soil.
Hát, köszi.
One last warning. The forest is like a thing alive. It changes as it wills, closing paths behind you and opening up new ones. Too many have become lost within, unable to find their way out. Were I you, I would endeavor not to make the forest my enemy.
Nem beszéljünk azzal a csajjal.
Andaran Atishan, outsider.
Kiana vagy, ugye? Kamel beszélt rólad.
You
Mi?
spoke to him? What did he say?
Nem neked az utolsó opció az, hogy azt mondta, hogy ki szerencsével hamarosan megdönthet téged. Tulajdonképpen igen, de nem azt fogjuk mondani, hanem azt mondta, hogy nem volt hajlandó a kezedet nyújtani neki.
Oh. I don't expect an outsider to understand our ways, but I just can't bond with Kamen. He's been a hunter apprentice for over 2 years now, and he's yet to slay a proper beast. Each time he's tried, something has gone wrong. Perhaps the creators do not wish us to bond. I cannot bond with an apprentice hunter, can
Jaj,
I?
de vagy nagyképű. Hát próbáljuk meggyőzni, hogy mit számít egy tanonc vadász, ha szereted őt.
But what if he never becomes a proper hunter? What will become of our family?
Mm. Szereted őt, higgy benne, és támogass erőfeszítéseit.
Oh, you are right. I have made poor Cameron miserable. No wonder he cannot complete his hunt.
Áthiszteljük a blémet,
Thank
az
you. You have
tökéletes.
helped me put this into perspective. I will go and speak to Cameron. Cameron, I have been a fool.
Gaina? What do you mean? Have you changed your mind?
I have. The outsider has helped me to see that I was wrong. I have made you miserable, and I should not have.
But what about my hunt?
I don't care about that. I know you will pass your hunt in time, and we will be happy. Us and our children.
Thank you, Gaina. You've made me a happy man. I feel blessed by the gods today. We are both very grateful for the part you've played in bringing us together.
How
Nice,
marvelous
Richard.
you are. I am so happy.
Does anyone else feel the urge to vomit? No? 'Tis just me?
Here, take this. It's been in my family for a very long time, but I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn. It's the very least we could do.
Még sikerült küldni?
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Ferrothorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Ferrothorn.
And so they should. Truly, the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. You're most welcome here, stranger. Is there anything I might do to help you in your task?
Egész pontosan mit készítesz itt?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
És ha hoznék neked?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
Rendben, majd nyitott szemmel járok az erdőben.
That would please me, so long as our hunters come first. I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Ezt kapásból el is adjuk. Meg ezt is. Megvesszük. 4 arany. Jézus atya, Isten. Ön is vagyok olyan jó, hogy a növénytamból.